so good. Come on, baby, make it hurt so good.
9:08. Beyond the show. Different time, but we made it work. There is nothing worse than driving Albee Street when you have to get somewhere.
Gosh, I know, and everybody's taking a different route. So
yeah.
So thanks for the accommodation in our schedule.
And nothing better than a 4-way stop when you're in a rush. How are you doing, Mary? How's life been treating you?
Good, really good.
So newsletter's coming out.
Newsletter will be out this week. Yeah,
that's exciting.
It is exciting. So we have the newsletter should be mailed out. Should be arriving in people's post or mailboxes as we speak. But if it doesn't get to you, we have it on our website, HaynerLibrary.org, and our events calendar is up to date. So we have a little bit of delay in it getting out. So it's going to be, I promise it'll be here soon. So,
well, and too, a lot of great events. I know that Lacey was touching base on some of the American Gothic stuff.
Yeah.
And then the Haunted Hayner.
The Haunted Hayner. Yeah, we have 2 programs that are coming up this week.
Really big ones, too. That's great. And really, that Dee Kilgo does a great job presenting.
She really does. And this is going to be a good one. We have them on the same night. So they're Haunted Hayner, which is history and hauntings. We decided we're going to kick off the spooky season with our first ever haunted ghost tour. So patrons who are 18 and older are invited to join us as we discuss the history of Hayner Library, why Alton is so haunted, and talk Ghost 101 with the gang from Alton Odyssey Tours. So they're going to come and talk. I mean, Alton, has the reputation as being one of the most haunted towns in America. So we thought, well, why not kick off Halloween with that? So
and so much history in those spots,
that's the thing too. Even if you aren't a ghost person per se, you don't believe in ghosts, it's not your thing, still come and listen to the history of the town. Also, because it is a ghost right. tour, a ghost program, we're going to talk about, if you are a ghost hunter, what you should look for, that kind of thing. It's just it's just meant to be a fun program. And then after the talk from Alton Odyssey Tours, we are inviting anybody that wants to stay. You certainly don't have to. You can just come for the program portion of it to do a little ghost hunting in the library. So we thought it'd be a really fun thing for people to get to see the library in the evening.
And you get to learn more about the ghost hunting equipment that awaits you at the Library of Things.
You can check it out in the Library of Things. That's right. So we're excited by it.
But I think that's what ghost hunting is really for. Like if you watch any of those shows or any type of individual that does that, I mean, it's really history driven, so you can go beyond it a little bit.
It is fun. It is
really
fun
cool
to see the history. And so that'll be this coming Wednesday at 7 o'clock, from 7 to 9 o'clock at the Genealogy and Local History Library. So if patrons want to sign up for that, we have registration limited to 40 people because it's a smaller group, and you're wandering around the library later on. So we would ask people to call and register for that. And then the same evening, if ghost hunting isn't your thing, Dee Kilgo is coming. Dr. Dee Kilgo, she's a professor emerita of art history at Illinois State University, and she lectures widely on art and popular culture.
That's the painting, the American Gothic painting
the
there.
Pitchfork, the farmer and his wife with the pitchfork.
It's his daughter.
His daughter, that's right. It is his daughter.
So
it's not his wife. That's right.
I felt very bad for insulting that woman because Lacey and I were talking about that.
That's right. It is his daughter. And as I'm saying his wife, I'm like, I don't think that's right. I think it's his daughter, but I wouldn't be. It is. So Grant Wood's American Gothic painting from the newsletter, we say it's one of the world's most famous, but it's also one of the world's most parodied artworks. I kind of think of parodied artworks. I think of It and the Scream, as being 2 of the most parodied.
Well, it's not a very big piece, is it?
It's not. And so, but despite its kind of iconic status, there actually was a pretty incredible story behind it. And so Dee's going to talk about the creation of the painting and the story behind the politics of his work. So
really cool.
It should be a good one.
A lot of those world-renowned paintings are very small.
The Mona Lisa.
Yeah, you would think it's this massive canvas, and
the Mona Lisa is not very big at all.
No.
So. And then we've got Ed Wheatley coming. So
he's great.
He is great. He's going to be here on October 15th, and it's going to be at our Alton Square Library upstairs in our performance room. He's going to be talking about wrestling at the Chase.
That's great.
So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And everybody I've talked to about this program has a memory, whether they watched it or their grandparents watched it or they watched it with an older sibling or their friends used to get together in college. And it's just a really fun story.
Well, and Ed's met around with so many of those guys that he has a lot of firsthand hand knowledge too that you aren't going to see on like some other documentary somewhere.
Exactly. And he's written a book, and he also put out a documentary for PBS.
Yep.
And so
it was a big document. That was huge.
I think it was nominated for an Emmy Award.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be coming, and that's Tuesday, October 15th at 6:30 p.m.
He knows a lot about the Browns too.
He is a huge sports historian. I mean, I think he's even in like the St. Louis Browns.
I think he's in the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame.
I think so too. Yeah. So
because I have his book, The Greatest Why St. Louis is the Greatest Sports Town. That was great.
Yeah. So he'll have his books there. As well. But yeah, we're just going to talk about, I mean, like when I think of wrestling, I do not automatically think of the Chase Park Plaza. I mean, those two just don't seem like they fit at all, but it should be a lot of fun. And
it's great.
If he has it, I'm not sure if he will, but at the last time he was at the library giving a presentation, he brought the bell from Wrestling at the Chase.
Oh, wow.
So you'll get to see the bell, and you can have your picture taken with it, and it'll be a lot of fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Bring up the old Dick the Bruiser days. Go have some fun, guys.
The fabulous Moolah?
Yep,
Somebody was telling me about. Yeah. So that should be a lot of fun.
That's
yeah.
What day?
That is the 15th, Tuesday.
Really cool.
Next Tuesday, or two Tuesdays from now, the 15th, and that'll be at the Alton Square Library at 6:30 p.m. So, and then we have something really fun that we're going to do that's different. It's if book clubs aren't your thing, but you've always thought, but maybe you'd like to join one. We actually have a brand new book club called the Hayner Cookbook Book Club.
Oh, you were telling me about
Yeah,
okay.
The Hayner Cookbook Club. So we have the book, The Magnolia Bakery Handbook by Bobby Lloyd, sitting at the front desk at the mall library. And so if you go out there, you can thumb through it, take a look, you can mark which recipe strikes your fancy, and then we'll make a copy of the recipe for you. Then you take the recipe home between now and October 15th. You take the recipe home with you, and you make it and bring it on the 15th. And then on the 15th in our multipurpose room, everybody that comes that brings their dishes, it'll be like a potluck. And we'll provide the utensils and all that kind of thing and the drinks. And then people are going to try each other's recipes, and we'll have copies of all the recipes, and then talk about your favorite cookbooks, your favorite cookbook writers, your favorite recipes, kind of a recipe swap, that kind of thing. So it's just kind of something fun. So
Now, do they have to follow it verbatim?
I don't think so, because I mean, cooking. I'm kind of the kind of cook
because
that
with cooking, it's not baking. Baking, you got to be exact.
Baking is so precise, and this is a baking cookbook. But I haven't honestly looked at the cookbook. I'm sure there might be other recipes in there, but
and then just a general, it's like you don't need any license for that, handlers or anything. So if they're watching, they're like, "Well, I don't have it."
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, you don't have to for that because it's a club. It's not a public thing.
It's a club. So and we'll have like I said, we'll have drinks and all of that, and it's just a time. One of the things that we've heard from our patrons is that they really like the social aspect of the library, and they like our programs. And so in response to that, one of our staff members, Janice Burgess, came up with this really great idea of having a cookbook book club. And so it's just kind of a response to what our patrons have wanted.
Is there going to be like a discussion on how easy the process was? Because sometimes you think you have the simplest meal laid out, and it becomes the monster of monsters.
Yeah, that's going to be the fun thing that patrons are going to get to talk about. I don't mind cooking.
Yeah.
Baking is not my thing, because I cook I sort of use the recipe as a guide, but then I do my own thing.
Right.
Whereas baking is so precise, and so I'm not cut out for baking.
See, that's how exactly I am, because I would like just to talk about what they did different.
And that's what we'll be talking about.
Even simple stuff like how hot did you get the pan?
Or what can you substitute?
Right.
And some people have allergies or gluten intolerance, or sometimes you're on a diet, you want to swap out a little bit of oil with some applesauce, and how did that affect the baking and that kind of thing. So it should be fun. It should be for anybody that likes cooking, or even if you're not a great, I'm just sitting here thinking, even if you're not a great cook or a great baker, you're going to be in a room with people who are.
Yeah.
And this is how you learn.
Well, and too, not getting too deep with it, but there's some folks that just never had that, parent in their life because maybe something happened or they don't, so they never learned, any tools. So this is a great thing to go do.
And, it's another chance for you to meet people who have the same interests you do. And so maybe, you make a new friend, or you make a new acquaintance, or someone that you like that you didn't know before. So
now, does this meet in the performance room?
This will be downstairs in the Alton Square Mall in the the multi-purpose room.
Well, you guys have such great venues for social hours and stuff that it's great that you're doing these.
Yeah, we have our larger room is upstairs at Alton Square Mall, just outside between JCPenney and the escalator. It's upstairs, and it can hold a bigger crowd, and that's where we have our teen events too, so they can move around. And then downstairs in our multi-purpose room, it's smaller, but it has a sink. It has the amenities that we need for programs like this, so it's nice.
Well, I just love the fact that you're doing. I mean, because you have to constantly evolve, and what I think's cool is that it's not the standard Illinois Heartland events. You know what I'm saying? Like and I'm not, but it's just the fact that you guys have that creativity aspect with your staff to do these things.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I love about our staff. The staff is just kind of like Janice. She said, "Do you think this would work?" I'm like, "I think it would work. Let's try it." You know, and even the thing is, even if it doesn't, we'll try something else. And so I love that the staff is thinking. You know, they're the ones that are talking with the patrons all day long, and they see the patrons and they know what the patrons are asking for, and it was a response to that. And she came up with this really great program.
Well, and I'm under the impression too, in this day and age, no one knows what the hell they want. So sometimes you just got to get creative, do an event, and let them figure it out.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's the fun thing about libraries. You know, we go to different meetings and different groups that we all belong to, and we talk to each other about programs. It's like, what worked for you? What worked for you? What didn't work for you? And how, if you did this program, was there an aspect of it you would change? And we all talk to each other and take ideas from each other, and it's a really great industry to be in.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah.
I saw that Food for Fines is...
Yes, Food for Fines starts tomorrow. So if you have any long overdue Hayner Library items, you can return them to the library as with an item of a canned good, non-perishable, non-expired canned good.
I thought my eyes were going bad, but it was just zoomed out. I was like looking at that going, what is going on today?
Yeah. So it's Food for Fines, and that takes place during the entire month of October. So if you have any long overdue Hayner Library items, just bring that item in, each item that's overdue in with an unexpired, non-perishable food item. We waive your library fine, and that includes items that have been so overdue that they've gone to the billed status, where you owe for the item. You bring it back, we waive your fine, and then we donate the canned good to Crisis Food Center. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a long time.
Vintage Voices is starting already?
I know, this coming weekend.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I just looked at
this weekend.
That's insane.
Yeah, and Vintage Voices, for anybody that hasn't gone, is such a great, it's a really fun and entertaining and informative program.
Yeah.
And the library helps with the research for the actors.
Well, and see, that's where I think it's so cool, too, with Hayner, and we've talked about this with, like, Lee and everybody that comes on, especially with Alton Little Theater for Plays, and their performances. They're going to you guys for a lot of that research, or even old copies of scripts to find.
Yeah.
And, like, the resource portion of what Hayner does is something that is really cool, because no one realizes that you guys really are that safety net for so much, whether it's information or, not, or even history. I mean, you guys are the catch-all.
Yep, and it's really fun. One of my favorite parts of my job is going out and talking to different groups. So today I'm going to talk to Methodist Village. Thank you very much for the time swap.
I'll be calling you later, Anita. No,
so I'm going to Methodist Village to talk to the seniors who live there about how the library can help them, what resources we have for them. And then tomorrow evening I'm going to the Altar Society for St. Peter and Paul and
wonderful.
talking to them. And then, I'm going to a lot of different groups, and what I love is that no matter which group calls and asks if I can come and talk, there is some aspect of the library that we can help them with, or that is useful and beneficial to them.
Even if it's just an overview.
Yes.
Because that is so big right now. I mean, if people just understood what was awaiting them, and what really could be there. And by the way, you aren't getting away scotch-free. Tom Emery sent me an email the other day that said the Heartland Library System Library Crawl is taking place the month of October. Fill me in.
The whole month. This is one of my favorite things. So the Illinois Heartland Library System, Hayner Library, is a member of that. So when you order interlibrary loan materials, these are the libraries that the materials come from the majority of the time. So almost every library, pretty much Springfield and South, and even a little further north than that, belongs to the Illinois Heartland Library System. And so what we've decided to do is all come together during the month of October. You can go to any participating library. There's over 125 of us. You can go to any participating library and pick up your passport for the library crawl. Then you take your passport to any of the libraries, and the whole point is to go visit libraries other than your home library and just see all the services, the building, because each library is so much fun to visit. Everybody has their
they're
own
in unique spaces too.
They really
that's what I
are.
think.
Yes, and the staffs are always great. It's fun to see their programs, their collections, their buildings. And so you just go and you visit, and you get your passport stamped. And usually the participating libraries, we all have a different prize that we're handing out when you walk in the door, bookmark, piece of candy, a bottle of water, something like that. And so you go around to all these participating libraries, and after you get your passport stamped at 5 different libraries, at minimum of 5, then you return your passport to your home library, and most home libraries are having a grand prize drawing. And so we do have a grand prize drawing at all 3 Hayner locations. So
Okay, do not make fun of me when I tell you this. I thought it was the first Monday of the month. I really did. So I was trying to get all these events like crammed in before you left, and I keep looking. I'm like, you have next Monday. I mean, I keep forgetting that because it's the 30th. I was like, okay, we got it. But there's seriously, guys, a ton in October. What is this? What is this Harry Potter?
There's
event?
a Harry Potter book night. We've been doing Harry Potter book night for years and years and years, and so the kids can sign up, and there is crafts, and I think a Harry Potter snack. I mean, Harry Potter's still going strong. People love it.
Well, especially now with Maggie Smith dying.
I know.
Is that
I just
her last
saw
name?
that. Yeah, Maggie Smith. Yeah, Professor McGonagall.
Yeah.
So. Yep. So we have that going on. We have our sign up for our local author book fair starts tomorrow. So
when is that?
So that will be the first weekend in December.
That's right.
So the actual event isn't until December, the first weekend in December, Saturday, December 7th. But we are actually starting. If you're a local author and you'd like to sign up, it's first come, first serve. We have 25 tables. Authors can call me directly, which is 618-433-2877, or email me. And we will have tables available for local authors. They can come on that Saturday. They can sell their books. They can autograph their books. We have so many great local authors, and we thought it would be a really great place. This is our 3rd year doing it. And it's been filled the last 2 years. So we're really
love
hoping
the setting,
it will be
though.
this year. The mall.
It's a really
Christmas
cool
shopping
Yeah,
season.
when you see it lined out, it's really cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And so we will have 25 authors who sign up. So we'll have 25 different authors for you to come and talk to and buy books from and have them autograph them. Really great for Christmas, stocking stuffers or gifts. And they're all different genres, different writers. Just a really fun event. And we'll also have a table for the kids to do their, that we'll have a little craft for the kids. We'll have Library of Things items out. We'll do library card registration. So it's kind of like a library open house and a local author book fair. So. And
if you're just tuning in, we're talking to Mary Cordes, Beyond the Shelves, a little bit early today. We're going to be talking to Alton High Girls Tennis just in a couple of minutes, too. It's their senior night on Thursday. So Coach Macias is here in the gang, and we're going to talk. But wanted to touch on a few things. You said that was on December 7th?
That's December 7th, Saturday, December 7th.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the adult fall scavenger hunt.
That starts tomorrow. So it's during the entire month of October. October's busy. I think it's busy around town in general.
It is.
But we've made some of these programs an entire month because we do realize how busy people are in October.
One thing I saw, too, was this Exploring 1904 World's Fair Legacy. Because that, I mean, you know what I think so crazy to me? I would love to see, a real couple of documentaries on the 1904 World's Fair. The amount of innovation and just thoughts these people have.
It's kind of incredible.
It really is.
There's a new exhibit. Well, it's a refreshed exhibit at the Missouri History Museum about the World's Fair. It's amazing. I mean, it's genuinely amazing what went on, who was there, how they even just got the whole...
It was a different thought process back then because it was so outside of the box thinking with some of these contraptions. Yeah, some are goofy, but just these ideas were just insanely progressive.
Yeah, and just the logistics.
Yeah.
I mean, the logistics of putting something like that together now is incredible, but when you think about 120 years ago, it's insane.
Well, and too, people don't realize that this wasn't like a weekend getaway. I mean, this was a whole...
months. Almost a whole year.
Yeah.
And I mean, so you're thinking, maybe you come from India and you're bringing this new thing. You have to bring enough supplies and kind of guess how many people are going to be attending this fair. and have
And there ain't no plane.
no right and have the materials there that you need, and just even the buildings that are made of plaster of Paris, and just all of that.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So we'll be talking about that. That's October 19th at 10 o'clock at the Genealogy and Local History Library.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
You know, how's everybody doing? Oh, by the way, this darn bear that keeps smoking's turning 80.
No, he's turning 80. He's turning 80.
Smokey Bear's 80th birthday story
Yes,
time. What's
that's
that?
going to be really fun. So it is Smokey the Bear. Smokey Bear. It's not Smokey the Bear. It's Smokey Bear.
Is this a different guy?
Yeah. It's Smokey Bear's 80th birthday, and so we are having a special story time. So we've invited the Alton Fire Department. They're going to come. They're going to bring the fire truck with them.
Really cool.
Kids are going to be able. We're going to read a story about Smokey Bear. We are going to have fire hats for the kids, a little fire themed snack. The kids are going to get to climb through the fire truck, see the
cool.
Alton Fire Department. It'll be a lot of fun.
I love that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
That'll be wonderful.
Yeah, and that is now that I've talked about it.
Oh, yeah. Good
Do
point.
you have it up there?
Yes.
Okay. October 10th. So it's Thursday,
Yes.
October 10th at 10 a.m.
I'm looking right at it and
and
couldn't
that's
read
at the
it.
mall library. So,
Man, my eyes are getting bad.
And again, all of this is on our website, HaynerLibrary.org. So everything we've talked about today, just go online, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, this week you'll get your newsletter in the mail. So.
All right, Mary. Well, we did it. We knocked this sucker out.
I know. Thank you.
Make sure you go to HaynerLibrary.org, and just one time for the folks at home, just so you guys know how to do this. This is the calendar. Look how nice that looks.
Yeah, and just right up there at the top, you go to HaynerLibrary.org.
Well, here's what I want to get to. How do
yeah.
I get a library card? You see that?
Yes.
You go right there. You put your address in. I still have to pick mine up. Do not judge me. Select your Hayner or your location. Put your name in. You're taken care of, and you unlock all these benefits. Whether it's the Creative Bug app, Biblio Plus, the resource guide, you name it. But just another easy solution to get your library card. Have fun at your presentation.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
A little bit of change at 9:30, but we'll come back with Alton High Girls Tennis after this.